Howdy, welcome back to Dion Talk. In today's video, I'm going to talk about my two friends, leverage and all cash. Originally, I thought I would do an homage to epic rap battles of real estate investing, but then I realized two things. One, I can't rap. Two, I don't have a 10-year-old around here to edit this and make it look good. So, before I introduce my friends, I want to point out that at the end of today's video, I'm going to talk about two things. First, was my portfolio successful because of leverage or all cash? And second, why did I have a pirate outfit just laying around? Okay, why don't you guys introduce yourself? First, I'm all cash. And I'm leverage. Okay, now why don't you guys break it down and tell me how it would go if you had $400,000 to invest? If I spend $400,000, I can buy a house. And if I spend $400,000, I'm going to buy 4 houses. I don't have a mortgage. Yeah, my tenants pay my mortgages. Right, your tenants might pay the mortgages, but if my property value drops 10%, I would lose $40K. If your property value drops 10%, you lose $160. Can you handle that? Yes, but I only lose that money if I have to sell. And then I can go and argue with the tax assessor and get my taxes lowered. But if my property goes up 10%, then I actually gain $160,000. And if my value goes up 10%, I'm up too. And by how much? I don't like you. The 2008 housing crash was your fault. No, I'm not a ninja loan. No income, no job, no assets. Lenders actually require proof of income now. And I'm not an adjustable rate mortgage. So in a couple of years, I'm not going to price somebody out of their house. I stay the same for 30 years. Yeah, my rent goes up every couple of years though. My rents go up too, but I have 4 tenants. And I don't have a good Matthew McConaughey voice, but the mortgages stay the same, the rents keep going up. I still don't like you. Debt is bad. Bad debt is bad. Good debt is a tool. You're a tool. Thanks. And yes, someday I'm going to make a video about good debt versus bad debt. But not today. You have to admit, it's much safer to invest with cash and have no debt. Yes, it's safer. Just slower. Oh, so slower. Aha! I'm more attractive to sellers. I make selling barely an inconvenience. Super easy. Just in case that was trademarked. I was able to beat an all-cash offer by offering a higher earnest money and getting my lender to write a letter that said, we've done several deals together and I'm a good closer. And to be fair, we both know that the only way you'd be more attractive is if you were to grow 3 inches taller, grow some hair, and develop a personality. You know I have a sword, right? Did you just bring a sword to a machine gun fight? I also have rum. Oh, okay. Weapons and rum. What could go wrong? Well, they go figure that out. At the beginning of today's video, I said I would explain if my portfolio was successful because of leverage or all cash, and the answer is yes. Originally, I had purchased a house with a mortgage, and in order to increase my savings rate, I purchased a duplex with leverage, and that increased my savings rate significantly. And a little over 2 years later, I was able to purchase another duplex, which was cash flowing. And then, because of the income snowball, a little less than 2 years later, I was able to purchase another duplex, again using leverage. So now I had a single family house and 3 duplexes, all with mortgages. With the income snowball, I was able to then focus and in 2 years pay off the single family house. So I paid off a mortgage, which meant that now my position was a little bit leveraged and a little bit all cash with the property paid off. And it was at that point that I achieved financial independence. When I was a police officer, I was bringing home about, take home pay, about $1,300 every 2 weeks, on average $2,600 a month. When I had those 7 units, single family and 3 duplexes with the single family paid off, My profit after principal, interest, taxes, insurance, setting aside for capex, maintenance, and vacancy, my profit was about $2,700 a month, and now I didn't have housing costs because I was house hacking one of the units of my duplex. Complete financial freedom with 7 units in about 8 years by using a combination of leverage and paid off properties. Now, to review my situation. In 10 years, I've spent a little over $500,000 on real estate. Let's look at it from both perspectives. If I saved up money and had $500,000 to spend all cash on a property, and if I used leverage and spent $500,000 over 10 years. If magically somehow I was able to save $50,000 a year in those 10 years, I would have the $500,000 to spend. Most of these years I made less than $50,000, so I'm not sure I'd be able to save that much. But let's just say magically poof, I was able to save $50,000 a year for 10 years. Now I have $500,000. I would be able to buy a duplex and have some money saved up, starting to save for that second duplex. So I might be able to live in one unit for free, rent out the other side, be making maybe $1,500 a month. Instead, using leverage, in 10 years, I've spent, like I said, a little over $500,000 using that income snowball. Every time I purchased a cash flowing asset, it made the income larger so that as long as I avoided life creep, didn't get the newer car, the bigger vacation, I was able to increase the savings rate and actually invest a little over $500,000. And my position now is my cash flow profit, if I never work again, after principal, interest, taxes, insurance, setting aside for capex, repairs, vacancy, is $84,400 a year. I never have to work again in my life because I used leverage. I used it smartly. I didn't over leverage. I didn't put myself at risk. If I had gone for all cash, it would have taken me decades to get where I am today instead of 10 years. How you invest is ultimately up to you. Figure out the way that you feel the safest. Go with that. What ultimately matters in the end is that you are excited by the plan that you develop. If you are emotionally invested in a plan, you're more likely to stick to it. In the comments below, please let me know what your strategy is. Leverage, all cash, mix of both. I also said I would explain why I happen to just have full pirate regalia just laying around, and that is because I am an ordained pirate minister. If you want to, you can Google Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, and there's some good reading there. One of the benefits of being financially independent is being able to be a part of people's special day without having to charge them a penny. So if you live in Washington or Arizona, I do weddings for free. You just have to be okay with a pirate showing up and being the person to officiate the wedding. I hope I made it worth your time clicking on this video today. If you thought you got anything from this video, hit like, hit subscribe, share this with a friend. Maybe they can learn from it. Until the next video, thanks for coming to my Dion Talk.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.